Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeehaw!
Just crap my pants.
All right, it is January 27th. If you're wanting the Two Honk Show, this is the show, not the previous show. You may have downloaded. All right,
we tricked you.
I don't recall what Kevin or what Blake called it. Would you call it nerd crap or something?
nerd crap. No, you all said I was too. You said I was too grown up to be on that podcast or something. I was too much of an adult. Yeah, I literally can't even be on the show because I don't watch enough Star Wars.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then this week you went on and bashed Harry Potter of all things. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
Oh my god, dude! My wife loves those movies, and she's starting to introduce the kids to some shows. She started with Titanic, which is, I mean, I think they're too young for Titanic, but now they're absolutely in love with Titanic, as if Titanic like just came out, right? Like Ella's got freaking Jake or Jack or whatever the heck his name is, like as her profile picture on her screen picture on her phone. Her
ringtone is Celine Dion.
Pretty much, yeah, straight up, yeah. But anyway, so now they're going through all the Harry Potters, and I'll sit there and try to watch it with them, and I just can't get into it. I can't follow it. I can't understand a freaking word they're saying. Like it drives me crazy. So Kevin,
that's English.
Well, I can't understand English. But they got crazy accents.
It's the Queen's English, Kevin. You can't understand the Queen's English.
Yeah, you got to talk. It's regular English, but you're just talking like this with your pinky out.
Yeah, there you go. And you're always sipping on some tea.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've never watched 1 minute of Harry Potter either. Just so we're all there.
My daughter was in that time frame, so like I got hardcore. She wrote the books, and it's just something I got into with her. So like it was something we could watch together. Yeah. I know all of them. It's crazy.
I mean, my daughter's reading it right now, so like, I mean, she likes it, but like, she'll watch it like on Netflix on her phone or on the TV. But I've never just like scrolled past it on HBO one night and go, hey, or TBS, wherever they play it, and go, all right, let's dive in. That and, what's the other long one? The Tolkien one, Lord of the Rings. Never done any.
Yeah, those are real long. Those are harder to follow for me than Harry Potter.
Really?
Yeah.
So I mean, I struggle a lot. I think I just struggle laying there and just watching, watching. I don't know. I just don't do movies, but so yeah, man. So that's what they're into right now. Who's that? Get her on.
Everybody knows you here.
I wish she would.
Get your water bottle down. Go get your water bottle.
I wish she would.
Here you go.
She did this last week.
Come on, Amy.
You can't say hi?
No.
You can't say hi.
Yeah, you're about to get beat up on air. Give her the.
Want to die tonight?
Yep, exactly.
No, I want to sleep tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah. You want to die tonight? That's hilarious. Oh man. So what's up, boys? Hey, first of all, I got to talk about what happened Saturday night.
Since Dana White won't talk about it.
He turned off the wrong internet.
Yeah.
So yeah, right.
That's why
all right. So I had. What'd you say?
Fault. It was his fault. That's why he hasn't said anything else about it.
Hey, listen, and Jared was there. Kevin was there. My boy Robbie was there, and then Dirty was there. And as soon as it happened, So first of all, let me tell everybody. Had guys over to watch UFC fights, pay-per-view. You have to order it through the ESPN app. Therefore, you have to stream it. You have to stream it onto your TV to be able to watch it. Well, a couple days before the event, Dana White, the president of the UFC, was at a press conference, and he basically said, and to the illegal streamers out there, I'm about to catch you. I dare you to stream it tomorrow. And he's talking about one specific person, so I don't know if he's, kind of trying to figure out who's the super smart guy out there that keeps, stealing these pay-per-views, and because as you guys know, it's Richard. Yeah, I wish it was. I would be. Hey, actually, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, dude, you've been letting me spend $75 every month, and you're the one.
Yeah.
So Dana made that comment, basically to the streamer of like, hey, I dare you to try to stream this because I will shut you down. So we're there. We're watching the prelims that was, on ESPN, and then the pay-per-view went to start. And when I went to click on it, it said, what did it say? Like out of country,
wrong country selected or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And mind you, this is in the middle of me trying to fix pizza. I think at one point I just gave Jared my phone. I said, dude, you deal with this. I'm going to go get this.
And a few cocktails in.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I can't manage everything right now. Like I need my boys to come help me out. So
I stepped in as the tech guy, Richard, just so you know. I stepped in, I got the stream going, but then we were trying to go from a phone to stream to Roku, and it was struggling. It didn't want to stream from my phone to his, from Blake's to the TV. So we hooked up a laptop via an HDMI cable, and then
I had it all. I had the Apple TV. I had the.
He had an antenna.
It was
foil.
Yeah, I guarantee you, BW3s doesn't have as much gadgets as I have to be able to stream something, right? So yeah, man. Like I was prepared. So in the end, the only way we could watch the fights was through an illegal stream that our boy Jared was able to get. So I did want to talk about it, especially with you, Richard, because you can ask these guys. My very first thought was like, this is I think I call it a media war. I don't know if that's the right word. This is like an IT war in a way. I mean, do you feel that at all? Like, or do you just think it was just something happened? Like it was just a fluke incident?
So, yeah, I can say that before the WWE Network hit, I got basically every WWE pay-per-view since 1990. So we're talking 12 times 15 years. Never once did I have that problem. So the WWE app I've had for, 4 years it's been, I think now? Never once have I had that problem. So that's why I legitimately think it's something Dana White did. Not like him personally, like not he got behind a computer, but whatever hijinks he tried to pull to stop illegal streamers, I think that's probably has something to do with it. It just doesn't make any sense. ESPN's too big of a company, too big of a network.
Yeah,
have a server problem, and especially with the area.
Right, you're talking about Disney.
Yeah, you're talking about Disney.
Yeah.
And when you say outside the country, that tells me there's something probably coded wrong in what they did. And if you would have went to like a VPN service and said put your, routed your IP address through like say Germany, you probably would have gotten it. I'm almost certain that it's probably something he did to in terms of what I'm trying to do to stop the streamers. And so
do you think it was like a streamer that was like get back at him, like almost like a retaliation? Like,
I mean, it could have been.
He's made it personal.
Yeah,
he's made it personal. He's made it personal.
He's done this for years, though. This isn't his first.
Yeah,
like he's done this for years, and it's not. He's been. You can look. Let's be legitimate here. If you're streaming, you're stealing. In your instance,
exactly.
pay for it. At least you paid for it. But the only way for it to get the product was to do that. So
that was the most ironic part about it. That I was buying it, and the only way I was able to watch it is because I have really bad friends that steal.
Wow.
Love you, Jared.
Wow.
Hey, Dana White, it's this guy right here.
But this is the end result, right? This is the end result of people locking things down, right? So when we say we stream things because it's too expensive to pay $65. That's more than some people's electricity bill.
It's silly.
Yeah,
it's silly.
You shouldn't have to be locked out of home basketball games. This is why streaming because things are not accessible enough to people, so they just do what they know they need to do. They click on a website, click on a link, and watch it, and then they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I just don't understand why people don't follow the model like me and Richard have said numerous times, like the WWE Network. It's so cheap that people buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forget that it even gets, I haven't even watched it in a year. It comes out of my automatic account. I'm too lazy to take it off my account.
It's about
because it's so cheap.
It's cheaper. They've moved over to that NBC streaming now. All your WWE stuff now is going to this NBC, the Peacock streaming service, right? So you can get all that stuff now for $10. You can get all your WWE stuff, all your WWE pay-per-views, your Friends stuff, your Office stuff, anything NBC has on there for $5 now, basically, if you want to watch it.
And Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah, Saved by the
Bell. But but for Dana in the UFC, I get it. Because that's our business. That's the way we make money is through the pay-per-view. But then again, they don't play the fighters crap. So the UFC in probably, let's say 10 years, I think we will probably look back on the UFC and I think it'll probably be totally different. And I think it'll be like, holy cow, I can't believe some of these fighters. Because the fighter, even like Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, all those guys, they're not making any money from what they did. There's no fighter, what's it called?
Union?
Yeah, or pinches.
What'd you say?
Like union, like a players union.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. There's no fighter union. So and listen, it's a known monopoly. They were valued at $2 billion, and they've got fighters making $15,000 to win and $15,000 to show up and $15,000 to win. And then they got to pay taxes, but so that they may walk away with 15 to 20 grand. To get punched in the face.
What did McGregor make on Saturday night?
It was like 500,000.
He's the highest. Well, that's probably what his contract was, which is ridiculous.
You get paid. He was sponsored too. Wasn't his alcohol brand sponsored?
Well,
all that, so he probably got all that money.
Well, yeah, Conor probably walked away with it was probably a $30 million weekend for him. He lost, so that's going to cost him some money. But his name is so big, but nobody else is getting paid like that. He's got the whiskey. His story, it really is. That's what I was kind of saying on Saturday night. It's this is a legacy fight. I want him to win because it's I know what he's doing, right? He's the guy. He's the guy that came from Ireland and became literally known all over the world as an athlete, right? We want to judge him for some of the stuff that he's done and some of the poor character, that he has shown, but it's I can't even imagine, just being a nobody and then literally being bigger than Floyd Mayweather, bigger than LeBron
watching
James.
All your hard work pay off and you're living it.
Yeah, and then you got to go fight in a cage against another man that is from a different country that is a trained killer. And, you know, I mean, the whole, that's why it's like, you know, look, I love memes, but kind of the ones of Connor being knocked out, like it just bothers me because it's just like, man, like, do you realize like what they put on the line? You know what I'm saying? Like Richard's like, I don't care.
Okay. I'll open business.
You didn't say that about them Bernie Sanders memes.
Because he wasn't getting knocked out. He's just old and wears mittens, man. The leader of the free world wears mittens. How safe do we feel?
What's wrong with him wearing mittens?
I don't know. It just looks silly, man. I mean, think about it.
Oh.
Like,
And he's like 75.
I know, but dude, you got to be able to use your fingers, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not voting for a man that ain't gonna show his fingers, huh?
Maybe he wears the kind of like take it off and revel your fingers.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Things get to popping. He just does the Velcro thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Maybe he had stock in like a mitten company, and he's waiting. You know, he's waiting for the guys on Reddit to buy into and push the stock up like they have GameStop and AMC or whatever else is going on.
Hold on. What's you guys probably talked about this in your previous podcast. What's going on with GameStop?
So
just real.
The basic gist of it is there's a guy basically that makes most of his money on the stock market by doing short sells. And the basic way, you know, I'm not a stock market guy, like I don't do it, but from what I understand, what you do is say you buy a stock at $10 or whatever, and then you sell it for $3, and then you make $3. Or you sell it for $7, and you make $3 because it went down. You can short sell it and still make $3 off of it, right? So that's basically what he's doing is he's buying stock, talking shit about it, making it drop, and then short selling it real quick so he can make a quick buck. That's what I gather. So
he's buying options because you can buy options to sell it short, and then when these people push it up, then he have to pull out of that and then buy it, further inflating the price of the stock.
Right.
So it's
greed.
This guy is known to do this. Like this is his shtick, and apparently people on
hold on.
Yeah,
is this like the owner of GameStop or just somebody else that's doing this thing?
No, just a random person.
Just a day trader who does this, and people follow him and will do it with him, kind of thing. So like he says, hey, today we're going to do this to GameStop, and then next day he's going to say, hey, we're going to do this to JCPenney or whatever. So apparently, you know, or the Reddit guys got kind of sick of it and just decided to all buy stock in GameStop, and just made it. What is it? $228 now or something ridiculous?
Yeah, it went from like $20 to like $220.
It's probably not even worth $5 a share. Let's be honest. I mean, it's really the business model is out of, you know, it's fading fast.
Right. I mean, similar to AMC, but at the same time, these guys are. Well, today I was reading, they halted sales. Like they stopped people from, like, if you have Robinhood or like TD Ameritrade and stuff, they stopped you from being able to buy it today, which I think is the bigger problem. Is the little guy, the me and you who have, you know, a couple grand to throw into the stock market, if we choose to want to buy whatever, even if it's a bad investment, we should be allowed to do that. And it just, to me, it felt kind of like the big wigs, the mutual fund, big wig people on the stock exchange were basically controlling, and we like it when the average Joe comes in here and dictates the market, and the guys on basically did what these day traders and these gurus do, but in the opposite direction. They basically, and they basically put a stop to it,
which is very hypocritical, because it's like you're letting all these hedge fund managers and all these other people manipulate the market constantly, and then the minute, like what Jared just said, your common man on Reddit who's got $1,000 to his name decides to throw in $100 to GameStop, and now it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
kind of like what goes to a place does every day. It's rich men playing games.
Yeah.
So
it is, man. And
a bad investment, but it's like, what does it matter if it's somebody's, in their right mind being able to choose to do what they want to do? They should be
with
able
their
to.
money. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to go to Vegas and throw it all on, black, or if they want to, want to throw it into GameStop, what does it matter? Let somebody do what they want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just another way to control you.
Yeah, they're I don't know. Apparently now the White House is investigating the whole thing. It's just like, don't you have better things to do right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw on now. We're gonna throw on three face coverings.
Yeah.
I can't.
I knew I could click with that one.
There's no way I'm going to be able to handle this to another extreme.
It's a single layer. It's a single mask with 3 layers. They already sell it. Chances are you're already wearing it, unless you're wearing one of those dumb neck gaiters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried those. They kept falling off. My face was.
They don't work at all.
They always tell they don't let us wear those at work anymore because they said that's like the least effective one.
It's like wearing a sponge on your face, dude. Like it's not doing anything. So it's a single. They've sold them forever. It's just they you can get them on Amazon. It's nothing new. Chances are you're already wearing one.
Yeah.
I've already seen people with they have the the 2 mask on and they have the face shield on them.
Yeah, I was watching a conference the other day. Is a lot of the reporters are doing that. They're wearing like the tight one on their face and then like the extra one for some reason.
Yeah. Get that double coverage.
Aren't they opening up? Aren't they opening up more now?
No. What do you mean?
I thought I was hearing like New York and LA was opening up.
Oh, yeah, of course they are. Well, because people are.
The election's over.
Well, the election's
exactly.
over. People are starting to riot.
Right.
People are what?
Starting to riot, and I mean, now you have other elections coming up. Now you do have the mayoral races coming up, right? I mean, that's what, next year, Jared, or the year after? I mean, that's
well. I mean, the mayoral is, I think it's in 2 years, so a year and a half, basically.
So I mean, it's time to campaign, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to be announcing, because I know one of the guys that ran for president on the Democrat side is trying to be the New York City mayor. I can't think of his name. Asian guy who basically was saying that everybody needs to get some sort of. Basically, his whole format was that everybody needs to get like $1,200 a month, like for life.
Do it.
Okay. I mean,
you got my vote.
Don't twist my arm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I take him out to lunch?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of negatives that come with that, but
how about instead of the $1,200, just get rid of my electric bill, my gas bill.
Hey, you know what? Just lower the UFC pay-per-views. How about that? We'll just start there.
Yeah.
We'll just start there. Dude. So we kind of talked about this Saturday. Is it true that Biden signed something to where men and women can compete in the same sport?
I didn't hear this.
Yeah, I don't think I heard this either.
I know he signed a lot of transgender type stuff. And I also know that there was a some sort of rally that a lot of women did in terms of, so it may have been something he did sign. Because saying it's okay for if you're transgender, you can compete with, I guess, naturally born women. I don't know how to say it.
Whatever you identify as.
I don't know how.
I don't know.
I don't know how to not get canceled right now. So
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how to not hurt somebody's feelings right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I
Because
don't know. And like in to that is like, I think I had read that a lot of the transgender women that are competing are breaking records, like female held records, like an astounding pace.
Imagine that.
yeah, because they're a man that chopped off their wiener and they're still competing in sports. Like I'm sorry, dude. Look, I don't care. I don't care if you identify as a dog at this point in my life. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care, whatever. There has to come a point where it's just stupid, right? I don't care how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
You were born on this earth as a male. If you feel like you're a female now, I mean, part of me wants to ask if that's mental health. Part of me wants to know if that's childhood trauma. You know, like, I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, we have a assistant person's a transgender now for our health, whatever it is. What's her job or his job or she's job? I'm getting canceled with you, Richard. I'm over it, dude. It's so silly to me, man.
So like, I think part of it comes to, you have to wonder if it is being purposefully manipulated by some people, right?
Yeah.
It's like why people go to Bellator, right? I can't compete in the UFC, so I'm gonna fight in Bellator. I can't compete with the dudes, so I'm gonna.
Good example, Blake.
No, it's not, because Michael Chandler just came from Bellator and got a knockout in the first round, dude. I got so excited, Richard, when that happened. I was like, "In your face, Richard!"
Oh yeah,
that's why I immediately text Michael Chandler.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I needed that win so bad.
Is double champ. Like, come on.
Who?
You
still trying to say Ryan Bader? He's not the double champ anymore.
He was double champ. He couldn't even be single champ. Like, he goes.
Well, yeah, because he's going up against the top.
You guys went down a rabbit hole.
That's right.
He's got. But okay, but
top fighters.
Hold on, listen.
You said it.
Listen.
Everybody here just heard that.
What?
Go ahead.
No, I didn't hear you because I was trying to speak.
Yeah, I said. Well, you said that Bader couldn't win because he was going against the top fighters.
Yeah, no, I said, yeah, he's going against the top 5 to 10 fighters. Dude, the UFC is superior for sure, but it does not. My whole point is that there are a lot of fighters in the UFC that can't hang in Bellator and vice versa. Like, I mean, Bellator does have a lot of the champions that we have in the UFC came from Bellator. Like, it's
so. I think the example Richard was using, like, what if Ryan Bader went to the women's weight class because he couldn't win a championship in the men's
because
weight class?
Exactly.
And so now
I hate you.
Yeah. So now he wants to say
well played.
Yeah. So now he wants to say that I identify as a woman and I want to fight Amanda Nunes.
Yeah. You're an asshole, but that was pretty well played. And you got me fired up.
Yeah,
Michael Chandler, baby.
He did. Because Richard, I'm like, so this is what, like, I think we're gonna get to a point to where we have girls basketball, biological girls basketball, and girls that identify as a girl basketball. We're gonna have 2 different girls basketball. You know what I'm saying?
LBGQ Elemento NBA.
Right. So like where does it stop? And like, who am I to say it's unfair for these people to compete? But like, I feel like where
then they need their own league.
You get like yeah. But then people are gonna say no. But then people are gonna say if we say that we're excluding them. Like, so what's right? What's wrong?
Dude.
It's
point. Listen. It's 0.008% of the world. Okay, so there's only really a very small amount of people
You
that
gotta
really
include
feel
everybody.
that way.
You gotta include everybody.
Okay, then we need a league of just Asian NBA players.
There we go. We got
Just
Jeremy Lin,
I mean,
MVP.
it's just him.
Yeah. Him and
Yeah.
Yao.
But
Yao Ming will come
yeah,
back.
and look, yeah, and hey, listen, if they have all their leagues, then okay, yeah, I agree with that. Fine, so be it. But my daughter should never have to go up against a boy swimmer, or a boy swimmer that feels like a girl, and that's going to happen to probably one of our kids in high school, right? It's going to happen, without a doubt. And I'm sorry, it's by science, it's not the same. Period.
Right.
Especially fighting, fighting, which has happened,
Especially physical.
which has happened, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry, I just and like I said, I don't even judge them. Be a puppy today. I don't care. It's just, when you're mixing sports and especially combat sports, who are we fooling?
So this got me thinking. So Kevin, I think it was Kevin that got me down the rabbit hole of 60 Days In.
Mm-hmm.
That was Richard and I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It started with them. Are you done with that?
I'm on the recap episode. Like they all just got
the recap's pretty good too. Yeah.
But
Like you're
Listen.
done, right?
So here's my thing.
No. You all done finished it before Nika and I even finished it.
See,
I'm on the
yeah.
recap show as well.
Okay.
We don't have
ahead,
time
Jared.
for all that. Go ahead.
What- What if you identify as one? Two.
Hold on, Jared. Start up. Jared, you got broken up. Start
Okay,
over.
I'm sorry. So, watching 60 Days In has me thinking of two things. One, I want to see heavyweight women fighting, like a bigger weight class. Because, I mean, I bet you with those girls in jail, that would be entertaining.
That was so random.
I know, right?
It's like, he goes, look, I want to watch some fat chicks fight, okay?
Oh my god!
But just, I mean, hey, but just what I mean, watching, homeboy Brock Lesnar, and Tank Abbott, those guys are a different fight than Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather. That's what I mean. Not I just want to see, three hippos go at it. That's not what I mean.
We're so
Hey, I ain't trying to watch
today.
sumo. I ain't trying to watch female
Exactly.
sumo wrestling.
Right.
We're so canceled.
Okay. I get what you're saying. You're not saying it very well,
Yeah.
but I
you're
get
welcome.
what you're saying.
Different weight
Like,
classes.
Weight
For
division.
women.
we glorify, like, the heavyweight men are like the alpha dogs,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And I think your point is like, where is that in the females? Why isn't there who's the female heavyweight champion? I guess there isn't one, right? In
There isn't
UFC.
one. The UFC stops at what? 155, if I'm correct.
No. What's Nunes?
Oh, she's 145 and 155 champ, I believe.
Gosh, she's so good.
Yeah.
So
Jared-
we need a couple 200-pounders in there just throwing.
Jared,
My
your wife wants to know if you just called them hippos. Can you
No.
clarify that statement, please?
Yeah.
Did she leave it?
Blake said, I just want to see two fat wrestling. And I just said, no, I don't want to see
Yeah, to be fair, Blake did take it to the other level. Like you were trying,
Hey,
you were trying, and then Kevin or Blake just burst open the dam.
My bad. I'm trying to have some
I did
fun.
not go about it at the right way. But
this is
Yeah.
so
You went from
the
si-
unpolitically correct episode right here.
Yeah,
We tried
You went
to.
from
We really
six-
tried to tiptoe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, until this moment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when those people go into jail, going back to my original point, 60 days in, where are they sending the I identify as this, that, or the other? Where are they going?
I don't think they give a shit once you get to jail.
Yeah,
Well, I know, but they're putting them in the men's population or they're putting them in the women's. There's only two places.
I think it goes
So
by
where's the
biological.
transgenders going?
Yeah,
I think it goes by biological, like what's on your birth certificate, right? But it could be different by each state, right?
true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How much longer
yeah.
before they're able to change that?
I mean,
Right? Because in the end, I would assume I would like to talk to a transgender. That would actually be a really good podcast. Like really get, because I'm over here judging them, but it's like I really need to talk to one of them and understand where they're understand their feelings or understand their, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess that's how we learn. Anybody got any transgender friends out there that want to talk to me?
I'm good. No
I'm
comment.
gonna start. I think Kevin says no comment.
No comment.
I probably could find someone. I mean,
Yeah, we can find somebody.
fine, so I'll reach out if you're serious.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, that's how I've given a lot of thought to. We kind of talked about it on Saturday about me kind of doing my own podcast as well of just interviewing people because that's the style of podcast I listen to a lot. I just kind of like one-on-one conversations, and there's
First person.
there's a lot of friends in my past. Yeah. I mean, there's friends in my past, or even like whatever new people that I think would be fun to kind of sit down and talk to. So that I don't know. I just in the middle of me kind of not making fun of them, but just the whole situation. It's just like
it's just like understanding because I mean everybody has a story, right?
Yeah, like because listen, like there, just being honest, there's a part of me that thinks it's a mental health issue, right? Just the outside looking in,
Yep.
it seems like if you really think that you are something that you weren't born to be, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys feel comfortable talking about it. Do you guys think it's a mental health issue at all?
I think a lot of people that go through that do become happier. I mean, you hear about all the stories, especially with the whole Ellen Page thing, where how much happier she is after she, was able to announce what she identified as. So she's, I don't know, mid-40s. I mean, she's full-grown adult. She's been through life, and this is what she decided to do. So I don't know. I don't know if necessarily doing the thing that makes you happier can be considered as mental health issues. I don't know because it's just hard to say because it's like saying like religious belief is a mental health issue. Is it a mental health issue for me to believe in an invisible man in the sky? Like is that mentally stable? I believe something there's no proof of or anything. So I think we kind of have to be careful with that label because if it makes them happier, if that person is happier, then I don't think it's a mental health issue per se.
Yeah. I kind of want to tag along on what Richard said. Like, I feel like I used to think that like growing up in Christianity, like something's wrong with them, right? But like I also feel like if you're not allowed to express yourself or have a form of expression, won't you just go crazy? You get what I'm saying? Like you need to be able to express yourself. I feel like everybody has a life and everybody has a place. Like everybody has a spot for them, and like these people can hang with these people. These people can hang with these people. Like so, like I just feel like I don't
just
think
let
nothing's
everybody
wrong with
be
it.
who they want to be.
Yeah, if that's what you want to be, that's cool. Just don't try to influence anybody like me or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a form of expression. Like I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's a form of expression. Like I just feel like they need to be able to express that, or like what Richard said, they're not going to be happy. Like, would you rather them not them not be happy and not be able to be themselves? That's kind of how I look at it.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I know, Richard, you said that if it makes them happier, from the studies, the suicide rate is super high for transgenders. So it's not like actually Rogan had somebody on not too long ago. It was a pretty fascinating interview, and he got a bunch of crap for it, but this lady basically just wrote a book about all the statistics behind it and all the suicide rates, because she started seeing it as like kids, the younger kids were feeling the pressure to possibly be gay or be transgender or whatever. And the studies were showing that they would go down that path and become super. It wasn't fulfilling them. It was just a thought. It was just maybe I am a lesbian, or maybe I am gay. So anyways, it was a pretty good interview. But I don't know. With all that said, I'm not. I can accept anybody. Like I said, I kind of want to talk to the person. There's a. I always say this, man. There's a family member. Well, not a family member. He was a very close friend of the family. I went to church with him my whole life, basically. He was married, had kids, all that stuff. Was in a Southern gospel group, you name it, right? And he was gay. Came out to be gay eventually, and like, I don't know, like I've never blackballed him. If I've ever seen him, I've always just talked to him like, normal or whatever. But I look at him and I go, that's a guy that did it the way that he was supposed to. Like, he stayed in church, he married a woman, he had kids, like he really tried. And then he became whatever, 40, 50 years old, and was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm gay, So kind of like, I think that was probably the first experience of someone that I've kind of known forever. And it kind of changed my thought of it, of course the Christian world would just say, well, he's just living in sin. And I'm just like, well, maybe not. Like, maybe it's just something he's always kind of had in him. And he just finally was like, I kind of did it the Jesus way, or the way the society told me to do it. And I'm still not happy. So, is he happier now than he was? I don't know, because I haven't talked to the guy, but
you could
that's
say
on me, right?
Flip side, right? The thing that you're just talking about, how many Christian men have committed suicide because they're gay and they feel like they can't come out?
Right.
That number's
because of the shame. Yeah.
So it's just, I just think in general,
that's a good point.
As a rule of thumb, you're forced, whether it's you're forced to be transgender because of peer pressure or whatever, or you're forced to be straight because of Christianity. I think, everybody has to figure out their own life for themselves, and it's just not good to not have the ability to express yourself, like Kevin said.
Right.
I mean, the biggest thing is excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Okay, COVID. Carry on.
Triple mask.
So my biggest thing is just, to be accepting. I grew up in a very religious way where if you weren't straight by the book and doing exactly what you are, you were shunned. And even when you were doing what was right, you were raised Mormon, correct, Jared? Correct. And so and I saw very ugly sides of good people who would, so and even within the culture, you would be doing what you were supposed to be doing. And one of those things would be like going and serving a mission, and people would they would go and do it. And then they would come home early because it's a 2-year thing. I did it, but and I did the whole 2 years, but like if you would come home early, it was like you were blackballed. You were, something was wrong with you. You weren't able to be tough enough to get through it.
To talk a little bit more about that. What's this 2 years program or whatever?
So when you're, it's changed ages, but it was at when when I went, it was 19 as a male, 21 as a female. You would go out and serve. Men would serve for 2 years. Women would serve for 18 months. And you would go to a designated, area of service, and you would serve in that designated area. And you would, knock on doors. You would go teach people about the church, and do those type of things. So that was what you were, and it was kind of an expectation, you were expected to do it.
I feel like that's really all most people know about the Mormon religion.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. So what if you wanted to go to college or something?
I mean, you could, and a lot of times if you didn't serve a mission, or if you chose, there were guys that would choose college, like they were good in athletics, and they would get college scholarships, and generally most colleges wouldn't let you, that scholarship wouldn't last for 2 years while you went off and did your mission, except for if you were going to one of the BYU or Utah or those type of schools, because they kind of knew about the religion and everything. But if you got a scholarship offer from Purdue per se, that same scholarship offer is not going to be on the table if you tell them, hey, I'll be back in 2 years. Just hold tight. Things
Right.
change, and so if you did that within, you were kind of looked down upon if you didn't do it. You weren't good enough, or those type of things. And I saw ugly things from people who would treat people who were just trying to be their authentic self, and be who they wanted to be who they thought Jesus or God wanted them to be, and they blackballed, they were blacklisted.
Hold on.
Never been.
Okay.
Back.
You're good. Yeah, you're back. You got cut out there. You said something about being blackballed.
Yeah, you guys have seen that you've probably seen that in any church. I mean, I know that's not exclusive to just any one religion. I mean, it happens. If you're not faithful enough, or if you're not,
that's society
Right.
in general, though,
yeah,
right?
that's society, absolutely.
You're out.
Yeah,
You're not holy enough. You're not living up to our expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Man, see, it just shows you that we just put it on, we talk. It's funny how we're all talking in circles. We're talking about accepting everybody, right? But it's like we don't even do it in religion.
Yeah.
Like,
The
if
place
you're
where you're
not,
supposed to be the most accepted and be
Yeah.
taught love and all
yeah, I
that,
mean,
right?
it's just so interesting how it's just like it almost makes me wonder if it's just the way we're designed. We're designed to be part of a group. It's designed to be part of you're right, you're left, you're Christian, you're Catholic, you're Muslim, you're whatever, you're go ahead.
Pack animals, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
You want to be accepted
and,
by
you know,
something,
Yeah. It's just interesting, man, because it's just, it's like what, and it feels like now we're trying to accept everybody, but I also think that it's a war, not a war, but there's conflict in accepting. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said this many podcasts ago. I was gonna say, it's almost like we went through this whole era where it was just you had to really start accepting the homosexual lifestyle and all that, and then it went to the blacks, and how sad is that it's just you have to point out that we need to accept the blacks, that we kind of talked about it, Saturday. I think it's like we've had to make it this massive promotion that Black Lives Matter and all this, right? It is kind of crazy that we're however many thousands of years into this country, and we're but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just that natural. The whites are going to, just like 60 Days In, right? The whites go to the whites, the Hispanics go to the Hispanics, the blacks go to the blacks. You know, it's just, I don't know if it's in our DNA.
Give them woods, boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing made me
Yeah.
more mad than watching that when it just like separated by that. But like when they were out in general population, you know, it was just natural to walk around with, you know,
Whoever.
a Hispanic or a black guy or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it,
But when it came to eating, you
came
ate with
to
your boys.
and
Yeah.
it came to you know, like decision making.
Yeah.
It was by the color of your skin. But if you're just, you know, shooting the shit and, you know, killing time,
You want to intermingle with everybody.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Playing a game, it doesn't matter. But
Right.
who you eat with matters. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, I was watching that and I was just like sideways going. I was just, it just made you cringe on the inside. Me personally.
Right. Yeah. 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 Because like on the season 5, the whites were upset with one of the white dudes because he kept hanging with the kin folks at the black table, but he grew up around black people and just knew that culture and just meshed with it. And he
That's
was
what
just
he
like,
related.
dude, like, why
That's
can't
what he
I
related
just...
to. Yeah.
Yeah, but they kept telling him like, dude, and he literally had to pick basically the biggest guy in the white group and went upstairs and fought him and
Mhm.
took some licks for it. But he was just like, all right, like I'm not changing, you know. So
Right.
it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting. So
Yeah.
When you have
Yeah,
to do
man.
that, you have to do that to a degree with, you know, in religious circles. It's a different type of licks. You don't go upstairs and, you know, fight somebody, but like you kind of get, you know, you kind of accept your role if you win it, or you know, you kind of step away. You know what I mean? You have to make a decision.
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself still in the Mormon faith?
I mean, as far as actively attending, no. I don't actively attend. I mean, I think I still, I was raised with a lot of the principles and the core beliefs of, you know, Jesus Christ and, you know, being accepting, God-fearing people and being good people like the Bible teaches. And that to me is more important than, you know, my regular attendance at church on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Me being a good
Right.
person within the four walls in which I live, and to my children and how they see me interact with other people when we go outside, is that is more important to me than, you know, showing up and being, you know, counted on an attendance marker that I showed up today, this Sunday, and
Going through the
attended it.
routine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Right.
so I wouldn't say I'm actively attending. I still have a lot of the core principles and beliefs,
Mhm.
and still, you know, hold myself personally, you know, to a lot of those beliefs, just the same as probably you do in some of your, you know, the things that you do. But
Mhm.
you know, but yeah, no, not in a, you know.
So I'm assuming you were raised Mormon, right? Your parents
Correct.
followed. Okay.
Yeah.
Which look, I mean, I think I've touched on that before. I feel like that's how we
Yeah.
all grow up. You know, if your parents are
Yeah.
Catholic, you're Catholic. If you're, you know,
Yeah.
if you're Muslim, you're Muslim. You know, so yeah, I think, you know, now that I get a little bit older and I kind of think about the different religions, and I know I've kind of talked about, you know, my neighbors that moved in and, you know, they were Indian, and, you know, I just remember just thinking like, man, like, you know, they were raised totally different than me. You know, their religious
Yeah.
background is completely different than me. So it's like, you know, who's right? You know, they think they're going to heaven. I think I'm going to heaven. If, you know, if the heaven and hells are real, you know, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just something that, you know, it's not that I question God or anything like that. It's just, you know, I kind of like you said, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like in the end, I just say, man, just love everyone. Like, just love everyone.
I think you kind of hit it, like, because I look at it like this, like, I don't question God and Jesus per se. I think I question the interpretation by man. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
how I feel more than anything.
look, I mean, like to me, I can't help but to look at the business side of things because there are so many different religions and
Yeah.
churches and beliefs, and it's just I just find that like if this book is the word of God and this is the the beginning and the ending and all of that, then how are we just so corrupt as people that we have to like, well, they believe that, but I don't believe that. I think you have to be baptized. I think
Mhm.
or I think like there's always something, right? There's just always something that's going to keep you from heaven. I think, and it's probably because human people have ruined it, but it's just
It
like
is.
Yeah, it is.
it is. It really. I mean, I'm answering my own questions, I guess. It's just
Because a statement I've used, in my religion is, to me, the gospel itself, Jesus Christ, the Bible, those type of things, those are perfect. The people who run the church are imperfect and they're human,
for sure.
And so they screw up, even if they're at the highest level. The Pope or the next in line.
It makes it even harder for them.
They're not perfect. They're imperfect people, just like you and I doing this. And so the people are imperfect. The gospel is perfect, and that's kind of how I was raised. And so, my wife just texted me and she said, the church of let's not suck as humans. That's like
let's start it.
Yeah,
let's just
don't be a shitty human being. Like it's not that hard. Like people are different, Like
yes,
there's still there are still people out there today that think Trump is going to go back in office at some time in March.
March 4th.
I know.
There you go.
I don't know if that's a mental disease, like you talked about earlier, or if that is like
they're all transgenders.
But like I'm accepting of them. I don't know what they know. They might know something that I don't know. Just like in all this, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know much about transgender because I haven't. It hasn't affected my life that much.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just like the COVID thing. COVID hasn't affected some people's lives, and it hasn't killed some of their family members or affected some of their family members or them personally. So they don't, they just see it on the news or whatever.
But I think kind of what I alluded to earlier, I think that's, like you said, it hasn't affected your life because you haven't really had to deal with transgenders or whatever, right? But like I said, if your daughters or kids, son's going up against somebody in athletics and it's a transgender, like it's going to affect your life. Right.
Absolutely.
So the next 5 to 10 years is because it's going to affect your kid's life. It could affect them getting a college, scholarship or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh man, dude, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation.
I always play it like this. Hey, who am I to judge? I'm trying to get in the same club you're trying to get into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Yeah, we're all trying to get to the same spot. We're trying to get through this.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell you how to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's many different paths to the same end result, and your path is going to be different than mine, and different than Kev's, different than Richard. I mean, that's just how it goes. But and not that we can't compare notes, and not that we can't talk about it and learn from each other, because ultimately we don't know squat.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just trying to figure it out.
It really is a fascinating thought to think that like we all literally have our own path. Like we're without really asking, we got put on this earth from a baby, right? And then your parents did the best they could with you, and then after that, you do the best you can, at a way too young of age to probably raise kids because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And then you just navigate through life, and then eventually you die, and you didn't have a choice when you died either. It really is crazy.
But the whole while through, be open and be willing to learn from your fellow
Everyone.
men, you know,
Dude, amen.
from everybody. And that's kind of, you know, like how I live, you know, like
Yeah.
I don't claim to be the expert at much. I mean, maybe some sports, some NFL, some NBA. I've got that on lock. Some Pacers.
You got lucky on some euchre. You got lucky on some euchre games Saturday. I know.
Yeah.
What? How many games did you and Kevin lose in a row?
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
Kevin would call
partner
hearts,
suck.
and I'd have Kevin would call hearts, and I'd have all black. And then
Yeah,
and you won, and you won with Robbie, and that's a miracle. That's how I know you were getting all the hands, because Robbie sucks.
Robbie would stare at his cards for a really long time.
And then he would just eye me because he knows if he throws the wrong card, I'm gonna give him so much crap because he gives me so much crap. Oh, I love that guy. So, anyways, yeah. I mean, just to kind of, I guess, wrap it all up. We're probably over our hour now, but yeah, I mean, I think we're all kind of on the same path where it's just like love each other, try to understand each other. I mean, you don't have to agree with them, you don't, even if they're on the right or the left, it's just, I mean, and sometimes that's hard, because like we've said before, like you want everyone to believe the way you believe because it's your experiences, it's your thoughts, it's your feelings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we want everyone to agree with us.
A long time ago. Like, I mean, like, I want people to understand my experience, but I don't think like I've far left behind that everybody's going to be the same way I am or want to believe. Like, it's just the same as, like the whole, when Trump won, people are celebrating and rubbing it in the Democrats' faces. And now,
right.
All the Democrats are rubbing it in all the Republicans' face. And it's like,
what are we doing?
Why? Like,
yeah.
Okay, it's funny
because it's a competition. Because it's a competition.
Jokes, yeah. But like at the same time, it's like, what is it? What does that solve? Like,
it's childish. It
gets us nowhere.
And I think that's in all of us, right?
Yeah, it's really no winners because we're just divided. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In the woke era, where we're supposed to be accepting of everything, we're divided. It's interesting.
Woke AF.
Wow.
You need a shirt. You need a podcast. Woke AF.
Yeah, right. That'd be a good pod.
I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah, I know.
This episode is called Two Honks Rabbit Hole Edition.